friends, and welcome to this next podcast. And in this podcast, we're going to talk about sales. And I'm actually going to share with you the secret that helped me to grow sales 300% and turn around a loss-making business. This is the very first job that I took up in my career. I was as a product executive in a computer education company, and from there I became branch manager. And as a branch manager of this profit center, I was given the task of turning around that business. Now, this was a profit center at a very premium location, but it had always been in loss. And there had been many people, many managers who had come before who had managed that branch, but it was not really performing all that great. So I was given charge of this branch. I was just out of campus. I had just succeeded as a product executive, and here I was now taking care of the branch. So as a marketing and a salesperson, one of the first things that I did was I sat through the sales call. I sat through with the sales team and I observed their calling. And when I observed their calling, there were certain things that I noticed. And I drew my conclusions. I then called my entire team, the entire sales team, and I had a discussion with them. And one of the things that I told them in that discussion was, forget your targets. But before that, let me share with you the various other things that I shared with this team. The first thing that I shared with the team was, fall in love with what you do. So, do you really like being in the field of sales? I actually had this session with them where I shared these ideas and thoughts with them, and I asked them this one question: are you in love with sales? Do you see the power of what you are doing, your job that you are doing? A salesperson is the most important person in the economy. Everything starts with a sale. Whether you're somebody is selling your daily groceries, or whether it is selling any other item that you find in your life, that it all starts with a salesperson. So salespeople are very crucial for an economy. They are the last people. A good salesperson is the last person that any business will let go of. So understand the importance and the power of the job that you're doing first of all. So that's the first thing that I got speaking with my sales team. The second thing that I took up with them is know your product and the service. What are you trying to sell? Do you first of all know what you're trying to sell? Do you really understand it in and out? I don't mean just understand reading the brochures, just looking at the features of the product or the benefits, but really start understanding what your product is doing. What is it trying to change in the world? And do you believe what you're selling? So that's the another question which I asked them. Do you believe what you are selling? That's the most important and fundamental thing. As a salesperson, you need to have faith and belief in what you're putting out into the world, and you need to believe in it absolutely and completely. Then the third thing that I got them to really understand is, not only do you believe it, you are passionate about what you are doing. You need to bring in that passion into, because if you understand that this product is useful for the people, the audience that you're reaching out to, then it is your job. Literally, it is your job to give it to them. If you believe that this is going to change their life in some way, if you believe that it is going to help them in some way, then it almost becomes something that, are you passionate about taking this? Because the passion gets communicated. Whether you are on a sales call or whether you are one-to-one with a person, if you are dead, if you are just bored and you are just sitting there and doing your job, if it's a 9 to 5 for you, this will actually come across. If you are just doing a tick mark activity, it will come across to the person on the other side. If you're just doing it as a side job or something that you're doing there, you will not succeed. It is going to, because your energy is going to get communicated through your voice. If it is a voice call, it gets communicated through your body language when you're sitting out with that person. It all starts, all these things are very important. Are you passionate about what you bring to the world, what you're trying to sell out to the other person? And then the most important thing which I told them, the first thing which I said, drop your targets. drop your targets. And they were all surprised. Everybody said, what does he mean, drop your targets? What I meant was drop your agenda. Drop your agenda. This is very essential. It is, most sales situations I saw, and I could experience it right at that time, it was always about the person sitting out here, and the salesperson always saw that money bag sitting out there. How much money can I get from this person that will help me to achieve my target? So always it was me, it was my target that I was bothered about. It was the pressure of my month end or whatever it was. That is a kind of conversation internally in my mind that I was having. I was not even looking at the other person on the other side. The whole agenda of the sales was, can I get more money from this person? And I asked them to actually drop that. Drop your agenda completely. Just be there and build empathy with that person who is sitting on the other side. Build empathy with that person who is sitting on the other side. Go into his shoes, go into his chair and start thinking and feeling like that person. What are his problems? What is his life? What is it that he's trying to achieve? You need to understand his pain. You need to understand the problems that he is having. You need to understand his situation completely. And that is empathy. And again, this is not from a technique perspective, but genuinely coming from care and compassion for the person sitting on the other side. So you drop your agenda, have that empathy, and this is the most important quality for anybody in sales to have, is to have that empathy. I also, as a marketer, that's one of the first qualities that I picked up, was that empathy for the customer that I'm trying to send out that product to or that communication to. I need to understand that pain of my hero of my story, the customer. And once you do that, your whole idea is trying to make a friend. So I would tell the sales team, and I told the sales team, it's your greatest opportunity. Imagine in the morning when you get up, you're getting into a work or in a job where you get a chance to make friends. You have so many opportunities to make friends in the day. Every person that you speak to, whether he buys your product, he does not buy your product, he buys your service, does not buy your service, that's secondary. But have you made a friend? That's the most beautiful thing that you do in sales. You're making friends. And these friends are not, again, this is not a transaction business. If you start seeing it as a transactional item, then you are not going to get far in sales or either in marketing. It is building a relationship. And that's most important. People can feel it. Whether you are fake or whether you are real, people can see through it and they start feeling it. If you are a person who genuinely cares, if you believe in your product, if you believe in your service, if you believe that this is going to change the life of the person that is sitting on the other side, and I really care for this person and I see him as my friend, then it becomes my duty. It becomes my duty to give this product or service to the other person, because I know that this is going to help that person. This product, the service that I am giving is going to change his life, and he is going to thank me once he has, used my product or my service, because I am 100% confident. I 100% believe, and I 100% know that this is going to help this person who is now my friend. I understand his pain and I know my product can solve his problem. And that's what you are doing. You're creating value in the world for that person. People are not buying just facts. People are not buying such features. They are buying what you are creating value for them. And this is very important, because you need to understand that people don't buy products, they buy emotions behind the products. There are certain emotions that drive people. Once you are empathizing with people, you'll understand those emotions, and you are going to, understand those emotions, and that's what you're trying to solve. You're trying to solve a problem in the world with your product or your service. I said make a friend, and why it's important to make a friend? Because all things being equal, people buy from friends, and all things not being so equal, people still buy from friends. This is an important thing that you need to understand if you are choosing sales as your career and you want to really, succeed in this career of sales. You need to understand that people buy from friends, and all things being equal, they buy from friends. All things not being equal, they still buy from friends. The next important thing is, which I would tell my sales team, is your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. Every day in the morning that you come into that workspace, when you are into this, whether it is morning or evening, you're consistently trying to build a network of your connections, and as many connections as you build as a salesperson, that is what will take you towards success. And the next point which comes in, obviously after every conversation that you have to help the person to close. You assume that the person is going to close the sale. You assume that things are going to close at the end. It doesn't happen like that. And if you find that there are objections, which means there is something that you have missed out. There's something that you have not built trust in. And the only reason people are not buying, either they don't need the product, it's obvious. If they don't need it completely, they are not going to buy from you. But if they need it, then it's your duty to just go and see that they take it, which means you need to go towards the close. You need to bring in that kind of a conversation that ends with something that is going to close and really is going to be good. Because as I said starting, you believe in your product, you are confident about your product, you are confident, and you've understood the customer, you have understood his pain point. And after that, when you are going and you are trying to close the sale, you're actually doing it for the complete benefit of the person sitting on the other side. And after the sales is closed, next important point, keep in touch. It is not that the sales is closed and everything ends at that point of time. You have made a friend. That friend is somebody that friendship is going to continue for life. Some of my clients that I've worked with, many of my clients, I still know them. 10 years, 15 years back, 20 years back, I worked with these people, but I still know them. And there's a fond memory of what we did together. There's a relationship that goes beyond transaction. And that's important in sales, that you are building long-term friends, because word of mouth is the most and the best marketing. It's the most important thing to have in business, and it is also the best marketing. When you have more friends, they are going to refer more business that comes to you. So make a friend, build your word of mouth, and that's how you grow your business. I have shared with you a few things today, but very important, one of the other things that I want to leave you with is constantly keep on learning. And there are many free resources. You can go on YouTube and learn. You can go on Google and learn. You can actually subscribe to a few magazines. You can subscribe to a few books. You have got a Kindle, or you've got Kindle books through which you can buy certain books and learn. But keep on learning, and most important, learn from your direct experiences. Every day in the evening, reflect. Every day in the evening, have a notebook in front of you and you reflect what happened in the day, what worked, what did not work, what happened, how did I change somebody's life, how did I do that. And keep on doing this, because sales is a lovely profession. It's a lovely profession because, as I said, you start the economy and you are the one who drives business in an organization. You are the one who brings money into the organization that makes everything else possible in the organization. It is something that you are doing that is not just taking care of your income, but it is taking care of income of lot many people who work in that organization. You are the person who's responsible to create this kind of opportunity, and not only for the teams that are working inside. You as a salesperson are changing lives of people. If you believe in your product, if you believe in your service, you are out there and you are making a difference even to every customer that you speak to, every customer that you're talking to, because every customer is now your friend for life. This is the message that I want to leave you with. If you want to know anything further about me and how I help organizations, I work with clients as a marketing strategist. I I'm also a brand storyteller. I have been in the field of sales. I used to lead big sales teams. And to know more about me, visit my website. In the description below, you'll find the details of my website, also in the end slide. If you have liked this video, if you know anybody in sales, if you know anybody who is selling, because I think everybody's trying to put out something out there, is trying to sell. Any business that you're doing, whether you're a freelancer, whether you're in business, you need to have the skill of selling. This is one of the things I think they should be teaching in the schools. They should be teaching this in the college. Every person needs to know this skill, and this is very important life skill. Please share this with as many people as you can, because why I'm doing this video is I want to benefit as many people with all my experiences, all the videos which I am doing. So subscribe to my channel. I will be sharing very freely all my experiences with you, something that I have gained over the years. I think it is my duty to pass it on to as many people as I can. So take it from me. Follow these few things that I have said. You will see I could shift that center, that loss-making center. Let me share with you, turned around. That loss-making center turned around. It became a profit-making center. It grew by 300+%. It became a role model center. I started getting promoted. After that, I became the regional manager. After that, I went on to become the country head of sales of this particular organization. So right from the bottom, I started moving my career because of some of these things that I actually practiced. I produced results and I could see the outcomes, and that's how my growth and my career happened. And I'm confident, and I can share with you, if you follow some of these things which I'm sharing with you through my videos, various videos, you will find that these will cut short your time in learning, and you can grow very rapidly and very quickly. Thank you for watching this video. Until the next video, see you again.